Hi everyone, this is Jim Wege with Freedom Music Factory. Some of you might ask, what is Freedom Music Factory? Well, Freedom Music Factory is a collection of songs that I've written, co-written, produced, played drums on, played some keys on, and worked with a lot of different people from all around the country actually, and bringing these songs and writing them and bringing them together. So I have a collection now of about 100 songs I'm excited to share with the world. These songs cover many different genres. I originally grew up as a drummer. So as a drummer, I learned to play all styles, rock, funk, R&B, jazz, Latin. We had to learn it all, country, to be a drummer. And I started writing songs about 20 years ago. And as I got the words and the melodies and the lyrics, I decided, well, that's a country lyric, that's a pop lyric, that's definitely a gospel lyric, that's a Southern gospel lyric. And I just kind of knew from playing drums where to put those lyrics. So I wrote the songs or co-wrote those songs in those genres based upon how I knew they should fit in terms of the song went. So I started writing songs early in 2000, and I wrote several different songs for some projects. And then in 2004, that was a tough year because my dad suddenly got cancer in November of 2004. And it was a very aggressive cancer, and we watched him slowly die within a 6-week period. And it tore me up because I was losing my best friend, my business partner, my mentor, my dad. And yeah, there's not a day I don't go by and don't think about him. And he was just a great influence on my life. And so what happened was we were in and out of MD Anderson cancer clinics, and he was going through radiation, and I got really stressed out because I knew he wasn't going to make it. And so on December 11th, I went in the hospital myself with chest pains, and I had to stay there a couple of days while they did all the tests on me because I thought I was going to have a heart attack or something. But I checked out okay. They said I was just stressed out, and stress can do weird things to your body, and my heart was okay. But from that hospital room, I wrote one of my greatest songs. It's titled, I Don't Have the Heart to Say Goodbye. And that's a great song from a son to his dad as he watched him die of cancer. And I'm really proud of that song. I've cut it in a couple different versions. I've cut it in a country version with Heather Autry singing on it, and I've cut it in a R&B version with Victor Gossage singing and featuring Gerald Albright on sax and David Garfield on keys and some other great musicians that have worked to bring those songs together with me. So on the country version, we actually use this mandolin. This mandolin was my grandfather's mandolin, and is over 100 years old. It's a Gibson. Everybody that's looked at it said, man, that's in great shape. It's only had a couple owners, been in the family, and we've taken good care of it. So anytime I write a song in country genre, I take this mandolin, and this mandolin is played on all my country songs or any song that requires a mandolin. So I've driven it down to Nashville to be played by session greats, and I've also driven it to Arkansas for Tim Couch, who plays on a lot of stuff for me on mandolin and violin. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about our musical heritage in my family. As I said, this is my grandfather's mandolin. He played the mandolin and the violin. And there was a lot of music in the home. My dad was born in 1927, so the Great Depression was going on. My mom was born in 28. The Great Depression was going on. It was tough times, but music was a soothing factor in both sides of my family, on my dad's side and my mom's side. So my dad sang in the Yale Glee Club at Yale University when he attended there. And then on my mom's side, there's a whole slew of musicians, my aunts and uncles. Everybody sang, danced, and played a lot of instruments. And they grew up really poor in rural Mississippi, so music was everything to them. And I remember going down to Mississippi and playing with some of my uncles and stuff. I played drums then, and I played with them, and now I occasionally play with some of my cousins. They've all picking up instruments, and I actually played the drums because of my cousin, David Castleberry, When I was a youngster, I was like first grade, I went over to his house in Wichita, Kansas, and I saw him play the theme from Hawaii Five-O on the drums. This was the old theme that the Picaro brothers, Joe Picaro played on, and Emil Richards and those guys. But the Hawaii Five-O theme he played, and I was hooked. That was it. I had to play the drums. So as a second grader, I came back home and I said, Mom, I got to play the drums. Let me play the drums like my cousin. And she said, well, let's see if you're serious about it first, and let's take piano lessons for a year. So I took piano lessons for a year, and I was pretty serious about it. After a year, I went to my mom and dad and said, well, it's been a year, so I'm ready to play the drums. Can I get my drums now and take some drum lessons? And my mom, to her credit, they went out and got me just a starter kit, but she took me and drove me to the finest drum teachers around the city and made sure I got the best educational process. So I learned on drums, and I graduated to marimba and mallets and keyboards and piano, all that stuff as I pursued a music education degree in college. And I went through I went through the music theory, and then I went through brass, and I quickly decided I didn't really want to direct a band, so I decided that I would rather make music because I wanted to, not because I had to. So I switched careers and got in the McDonald's business, actually. And the McDonald's business is what helps me make my music, and is still helping me make my music today. So I'm really excited about the people I've gotten to work with. I've trained up several young people that have come along and worked beside me that are working in studios today successfully in LA and Nashville. And they've graduated from my studio here and got viable, great, productive careers there. And I've got new people that I'm bringing in and working with and co-writing with and making music with, and they learn how to work the studio equipment, and we all work together and we collaborate. I am a collaborator. I like to work with different people, and I like to bring in young people and make sure my music is connecting with the young people, because if you got the young people, then you've got something good going on. So I always have a lot of young people working around with me on the music, and these last 10 years of songs have really produced some great songs, if I could say, because of the people I've worked with. From those people to the session greats that I work with in Nashville and LA, and just the regional talent around here, around Kansas City, some of my friends and great peers that come in and sing on my songs. That's what makes my songs great, is the people I work with. So I'm excited for y'all to hear them. I learned a long time ago in the restaurant business, if you wanted to be great, you had to surround yourself with great people. And I took that same formula that's made me successful running McDonald's restaurants here in Kansas City, and I moved that to the music industry, and I've surrounded myself with great people, great musicians, great singers, great vocalists, great engineers in the studio, great people that had great ears, great songwriters, co-writers, producers, people I've collaborated with, and that's what's made my music what it is. So we'll be releasing about 100 songs, believe it or not, and I've got many different genres that I'm releasing in. Because I was a drummer, I learned to play rock, pop, R&B, jazz, gospel, country. We had to play everything, because when you got on a gig, you had to be ready to roll with anything. And so we learned all those genres. So as I got words and melodies, after my dad died especially, seems like the Lord just opened up the heavens and started flooding me with words and melodies. And that's when I've really written a lot of these songs, is after my dad passed in 2004. That's when the writing has not stopped. That's why I'm calling it myself Freedom Music Factory, because it's not just one style, it's all different styles. And that's why I've waited 10 years to release this music, because I didn't know how to present myself. I didn't know if I was going to be like a gospel guy or a rock guy or a country guy. Here's a country song, here's a pop song, here's a rock song, here's a hip hop song. I started writing in all these genres, and I kind of knew how to put them in the different genres based upon the words and melodies I was getting, because I was a drummer and learned how to play in all those different styles. So I just started working with different people that were really leaders in those different genres, and together we made some great music that I think you'll enjoy. So more to come from that, more to come as I release these songs very soon. There'll be 100 of them. But please pick up your phone and follow me on all social media. Freedom Music Factory. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. And you can find me on YouTube as I set up lyric videos for all the songs that I'm releasing. So they're coming soon. I'm going to start with 5 songs for my 55th birthday on August 10th. And we're going to get started with that. And those will be the first 5 songs that you'll hear. And I'll have lyric videos for those on YouTube. And I'll have some introductions I'll be giving and like who played on what. We'll just do some various videos and stuff as we release each song. So stay tuned. Please follow me, like me, and share. And I look forward to presenting this music to you I've been working on for about 10 years from Freedom Music Factory. Thanks a lot. God bless.